So guys, we are back with another video. What are we going to talk about in this video? Well, I saw a post about Kanye West and Bianca Censori. They did something for Christmas. They attended the Nutcracker Ballet in LA. Seems as though Kanye is saying, fuck them kids. Man, I tell you, I don't know how Bianca does it, but I could never be with a man like that. I could never be with a man like that. And people are so convinced that it's Kim Kardashian who is, restricting Kanye from seeing his kids. And it is so not true. Like, it's not true. She would never. Kim is not a perfect human being by any shape, form, or definition. She's not perfect, and she plots and she does all of that. But when it comes to family life, we know this. The Kylie-Jenners are all about family life. If you take, for example, Kardashian, all the shenanigans that Black Chyna has done and thrown shades at Khloe unwarrantedly. Yes, it's Black Chyna shades Khloe unwarrantedly, because I've seen when Black Chyna, she goes live on Instagram and on TikTok from time to time. And there are times when she would just be throwing hella shades at Khloe and the Kylie-Jenners for no reason. You know, Dream would say something, or someone in the comment section would say something, and she just gets triggered. Like, I think Black Chyna might have something going on upstairs. Something is going on upstairs with Black Chyna. I don't know if it's trauma or drug use or anything like that, because there have been numerous allegations about her being on drugs consistently. So I don't know if it's drug use combined with trauma or what. But sometimes she's on TikTok live and someone will say something about Khloe, you know. And when the person, you know, sometimes people make comments not to offend you, but I can see where she would get offended. But at the same time, this is my thing. Someone says something that offends you. Why are you attacking someone who had nothing to do with the comment? Someone just says, you know, you have to admit, you know, this Khloe co-parenting thing, you know, it's really working out in Dream's advantage, because Dream was wearing a necklace. It was a very beautiful necklace. I think it was like either white gold or a damn good quality silver jewelry, because it was so hard to tell if it was white gold or silver. And Dream was like, oh, North gifted this to me. And you could tell that it was a very expensive piece of jewelry. So someone in the comment, we're going to get back to Kanye and Bianca. Someone in the comment, you know, said something along the lines like, they really love Dream. And I think, you know, Chyna, you're so lucky to have someone like Khloe. And she went off. And there was nothing remotely unpleasant about the comment, you know. And when she went off, everyone was saying to her, there's absolutely no reason for you to be behaving like that. But I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with her. But with Kanye West, you know, so I'm just saying that when you look at how even the Kardashians are with Dream Kardashian, you just know they are about family, they're about unity, they're about oneness. So people will believe that Kim Kardashian is keeping Kanye away from his kids when that's not the case. It's not true, right? It's just not true. Kanye's problem is that Kanye wants back his family life with Kim, and Bianca is just a weapon against Kim Kardashian, and that's just the truth. And Kanye is fighting a battle, like he's fighting a war that doesn't exist. And he's not going to be healed until he stops fighting that war. That does not exist because in his head, Kim shouldn't have given up on the marriage. That I can understand, but he shouldn't have given up on himself either. Like hell, he choose not to take some course of treatment. I understand his reason for not wanting to get, go to the hospital and all of that, especially if he had that really horrible experience that he's telling us that he did, right? So that I understand. So we haven't seen anything or heard anything of him being around the kids. Normally, if he spends time with them, we would have gotten one single photo. And at Christmas, Shy is always in her daddy's lap. At Christmas, that's where Shy is going to be. It seems as though Shy doesn't see her dad that often, that when she sees him, Shy is dressed as a child. No blowout, no silk press, no makeup. She's in her Disney gears or her Bratz gears or something childlike. No mini couture dress or anything like. I love to see Chicago around Kanye. She literally transforms into a baby. It's as though our father just provides that for her and she just enjoys that moment of just being a baby. But it seems as though when she's with Kim's temperament and Kim's intentions and how Kim cultures her is on a more mature level, and she just morphs into that human being that her mommy wants. Kanye, you need to get yourself fixed and get in your kid's life, because like hell, dude, your kids, they need you, especially those smaller two. They haven't had much time with you, like Saint and North. You need to be there for Chicago and Mr. Sam. Some people say that Sam doesn't look like Kanye West. But do you guys notice that Sam is the silent version of Kanye? And then when he's ready to go, let me tell you, Kanye's kids are all Kanye. People say that North is all Kanye. Guys, Chicago is like Kanye. I don't know if you guys are not paying attention or you guys are not seeing those clips. All of those kids are Kanye. They are so Kanye coded. You see, by the time they're all in their teens together, they're gonna be a literal gang. And I don't mean that in a bad way. They're gonna be a unbreakable West gang. And anyone who's thinking about coming for their father, I pray God have mercy on y'all, because those kids, they're going to be a force to reckon with. And I mean that in the bits. We're going to see some amazing things from those 4 beautiful kids of Kim and Kanye. But Kanye, you need to fix things with your kids and you need to be in their lives. Kim doesn't even care about the money. She just wants you to be there for them. So, Kanye and Bianca Censori slipped out for a super low-key Christmas Eve date night at the Nutcracker Ballet in Los Angeles, keeping a tight profile while taking in the entire holiday classic. And Eyewitness tells TMZ, and they have a photo inserted. Ye and Bianca stayed for the entire show. Bianca is in a fur coat and Kanye in his iconic incognito mask. Our source tells us he did take the mask off during the performance when the lights were down, but made sure to put it back on during the intermission and at the end of the show. Okay, Kanye. He's just there for the show. That's okay. We're told the couple kept a pretty discreet profile throughout the ballet, clearly trying not to draw attention while still soaking in the classic. They love the arts though. They love it. Now they're saying our sources also tells us the fashion-forward festive duo didn't dip out early either, and they watched the entire performance start to finish. Both of them are truly into the arts. However, as soon as the final notes it's, we're told Bianca and Kanye made a quick exit right as the show ended. They were ditching signing autographs, so they left, ahead of the crowd, which is very much a smart thing to do. They're saying, however, as soon as the final note hits, we're told they made a quick exit right as the show ended, slipping out before dancers took their bows through an otherwise closed off back exit. We're also told the couple was accompanied by a small crew that followed them out, but the vibe wasn't rushed or tense, cause our sources say they seem to enjoy the show. That's really good. That's really, really good. Things seems to be getting better for both parties. Nothing crazy so far. We have to look out for around the Easter time. That's when things also tends to get crazy for Kanye West. I don't know why, but you can check your calendars, check the history. Around the Easter time, things get really, rocky for Kanye West. So, I want to wish Kanye and Bianca just all the best, and I hope Kanye just fix things with his kids and spend more time with them. But that's all I have to say about that for this video. Peace.